Right, hey everyone, welcome back. I'm still here, which is to say I am going off on a holiday shortly, and I wasn't sure if I was going to have time to do more episodes, but hey ho, I am here. So progress photo, picture, whatever this is. Usual, it's a 2K by 2K map. I should probably add more black to those fonts. But anyway, yeah, town's done, hotel's done, engineering stuff in progress. We're edging towards 60%. Plus or minus. So this is that where I left the previous one. I need to should have done this. I really hate when you do that. Okay, so cool. Not cider meals. Don't so much go back clay pits. I think we're going to start doing this area. And before I say on pause, I need to backtrack on. I really should have done this when trains were not running, but they're just going to get very confused. So I wanted to put a steel mill here. So the reason for all that I just did was I have an ungrouped train. I think this is my farm supply train, which has no patterns. So I made an update to the 2cc new GRF, and when you do that on the fly, there's some black magic that needs to happen. So so there is space here, and Starship City is pretty small. They're not going to be causing trouble. I'm thinking though, so I lost few episodes, or last episode really. I did these. So really, I do want to do this, but I don't want to do it next to Metalworks as enticing. Okay, yeah, just do it here. Start with the usuals. Mineral drop off. Make it a 4x. That road will possibly have to move. And that stockyard's in a slightly unfavorable location, but that's way too long, but fine. I'll do it this way. So this video is likely to go live very early August. I'm not really good at keeping the dates in my head. In reality, yeah, I did little suboptimal here. Little miss suboptimal. Okay, I want to do things. In reality, England is about to play Argentina in about half an hour odd. Which is totally fine by me because I actually don't care. I'm just not into the World Cup. Okay, this is super long, but it's just how things are. So, and we also come in here really. So, right. Let's try to figure out the take two. Let's try to figure out what we want. Why is there a clay mine here? Okay, 176. So the other thing, part of the figuring out process is these. Let's find that. So the easy part is going to be this guy and this guy. So the boneyard station, why am I doing this? You actually being used? Well, butter my biscuits. Right. Ah, that's mighty fascinating. Alrighty. Then, okay, this is actually going to have its own train, which will probably never make money. Okay, let us. No, I want airports for the really small ones. So we have an absolute ungodly amount of stuff here, which is the local hub for a lot of things. So what's going to happen is that, sticking with our newly established logic, if something does over 180 tons, boost it, else we don't. That's a yes, that's a no. So obviously I could do this and have separate stations, but fine. I think it just might make things easier if I do it this way. The only thing is, I don't like that layout the least. Nope. Yep. And we'll have to deal with these as well, but let's attempt to do one thing at a time. So you go here. You go. So I'm not sure this will be enough. We'll need to check on it because we're basically feeding them two mines. But this does 75, so it would need to turn 3 times a month. It's clearly not going to happen, is it? Damn it. Okay, start with this one because this seems like easy pickings. Probably not that big. I mean, honestly, I don't really think this will run 2 trains because of the distance or lack of. Eek. That is very nasty. What's the point? This is absolutely not signaled out. That's part of things. Let's start with this one. I'm not sure this will be financially viable. If it's not, then I'll do vehicles, but I probably prefer not building 20 of them every bleeping time. Call 5. See how that goes. That just makes absolutely no sense to me. Sell. Okay, go see how that goes. It's going to be a while before it goes up to any sort of usable or useful. Okay, this 240, so this should also be boosted. So this needs another port. Might as well. Just going to have trouble with I mean, I could just clone that. I don't know what yeah, I don't know what I'm going to have trouble with. I don't know nothing. Mineral silo. I think I was about to say I would have trouble with the location, but in reality not. Clay is going to be some future episode. But you go there. Probably not the most award-winning idea, but it'll just have to do. Can't build signals. You are lying. $240. Probably start here. Yeah, so we're going to see if this run actually gets us money. If it doesn't, then this is a failed experiment. Because by now it is really running full cap. So one thing to note is that we don't need a 5 train here. That's for starters. And terminal. I mean, it's going to factually generate money. Just not particularly enough. Nah, okay. cell. So now that we did all that, yes, that's fine. Try this again. Of course, the depots are in the way because what else would they do? So apparently you can now build high bridges over depots, but not normal ones. Which I guess is a step in the right direction, but yeah, no. I'm paused because I don't want the month. Well, actually, it doesn't matter because now I do have the station, so whether the month expires or not is wholly irrelevant. You are also not being used at all. I mean, this is not going to be hyped. Okay, let's get a few things in here. I should probably start with coal because it's closer. Or I did that first, or something, but that would be sensible. So I'm pretty sure 2 of those will be enough. I then want coal. Clone 1. Make sure it goes. Yeah. I don't know if that was 5 or 6, but that will do. So I'm going to ignore that clay pit. Do I want to ignore the clay pit? Probably want to bring it here then, because all the others are pretty well served. 180. Well, shit. How much you get now? You get just about enough. Anyway, let's have a second attempt at things. So this goes off to don't really need a 4. Okay, so this is doing 600. This is doing 400. 400 is not enough on its own. So we'll take this to the land of eternal mining. Do I want to turn this way? Doesn't matter. Of course, you're in the way. Of course, you're in the way. Okay, I'll need to do a sharp turn any way I look at this, so I'll just get over with it. Fail. So we are going to do both chains. This one and this one, and that one. You really don't need to be a 5. Okay, see how they go. And then I said we don't boost any of these because they're all puny. But seemingly this one has not been boosted because someone is a llama. Light heron. The hell is a light heron? Is that a medium heron? Okay, if this is 120, this is 80. Transfer. If I could find it, that would be Marv. Because then I can do these two. So as the idea is that we don't do this, we do what we should have gone through the previous. some such. So if I did this instead, it's not a problem that there's a steel mill because we are just going to pick stuff up, then be out of the way. And I may have actually wanted that. Kind of. Not. I did not want that. After all, I wanted something like this. This is what I wanted all my life. But not this. This place is going to get busy later. With the farm. And I know I'm off. And I'm doing weird things. Don't know which one's worse in real life. You live next to a mine or you live next to the railway. Or both. Right, so this is 180. This is another 180. I'm just going to run a 3 here. And I think we can pause. Even these are pretty crap at monetizing stuff. I'll need to review these at some undefined point. Okay, you're making a fair bit of steel that's being totally ignored. Okay, okay. So one of the guys kindly contributed to the 2cc pack, which is why I had to reload stuff earlier. Except that his like when I started doing this in February this year, 26, I had a whole bunch of, I was about to say stupid ideas, but more to the point, I didn't know how colors worked, how 2CC worked, a whole bunch of other things. And you know, I still don't do drawings because I don't actually draw well at all. Okay, that's being called there, so I can actually do this. So the guy is more or less where I was back in February. So he made a bunch of nice sprites, and he made them totally not two company colors, like to the point that they're not even one company color. And he said, well, he copied stuff from the JP Plus set, which were blue. And in 2CC Realm, blue is generally one of the company colors placeholders. But the trouble you have is that there are shades of blue. And if you use the wrong shade of blue, it's just going to be blue. Which is precisely what he did. Right. I'm just putting depots all over the place because I don't want trains to be lost based on stupidity. Okay, on pause. You now do 600. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, that's all. I'm not sure we'll need. Okay, well, it would be nice to actually stop in the first spot, but hey ho. So I'm just replying to that guy. So, scrapyard. Okay, so this is being used, which sucks. This is our other side of the rail thing. So really, the ones I need are those many. Like that, that. Maybe this, maybe not. Okay, this is not large. I don't expect this to be large, and I don't expect this to be large. So I think one train can cover these. And for some reason, well, I guess you could say this is good. How much time I have? 20 minutes. If not sure. Yeah, fuck it. No, don't do that. So if we start here, then we can basically do something like go away, go away. I don't want to come this way at all. Okay, let's clean up a bit because this is suboptimal. So one of the things I've said earlier when I was building the town stuff is that even though the town leniency is set to not the lowest, but relatively low, it's still very easy to just demolish stuff. More to the point, you can always just plant a bunch of these, which it feels like a cheat to me. Okay, this will need to. Do I have enough space? Well, yes, no, maybe. I do want to leave that depot there. Not being used. Suck, suck. So I'm gonna come through here. You are lost. See if you're lost in a few minutes. You done? Ah, fuck. Yes, you could be lost indeed, because someone is an idiot. No, I don't want that. That comes this far, then I F up. Uh, naughty, naughty. And then here, like so. I should GTFO from here because this is in the way. Ah, very far out. Yeah, this bridge is very suboptimal here. I mean, technically you can do underwater tunnels now. But you can't go under the sea level. And I can't do that. I don't really understand the whole concept of underwater tunnels if you can't go under the sea level, but who am I to disagree with the logic of the gods? Okay, so this is actually going to hook in here, which then logically, fuck, don't do that. So this time we are going to come out this way. All right. I still have about 15-ish minutes. Right. Let's grab 5. Start. I'm going to do 2 counts of 3. And I don't really think we need this many here. So you do this one, that one, and that one, and that one. Yeah. Definitely should be timetabled, which actually begs the question of, well, because you have conditional jump. That's fine. This is, yeah, it's a bit high. That's my problem, but obviously half of it is not enough. Also, it's not making as much money as I was hoping. You are not making any money. Weirdly enough, you are. So, okay, so I'll try to figure out what the issue is apart from what's the timetable length? 12 days. So we really don't need large ones here. Just this one. Okay, see what's going on around here. There's an absolute shedload of iron. I'm just discussing with that guy how to do colors for the second company color. I think I am. Oh, because this is some shitty one. Fine, 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 fine. I see where the problem is. Okay. So the call 5, which really is just this, needs to come down to a 3, and I actually think I definitely want the third one. I know we're starting in the wrong place, but in fact, I'm going to have a fourth one. They'll just go around. And this is generally okay. This is not actually doing anything at all. Why would that be? So we are now up to 2,000 tons, and we've covered most. I'm ignoring the clay mines or whatever they are. Those are done. Okay, let's find a metal works that's not right in my face. Hmm. Well, thing is, all of them are in my face. Probably this one though, because it's a reasonable distance. And then that generates goods that can be hauled. Not so much to here. Bother. Heavy. This is going to be uh, not fully convinced about this whole thing. Nope, 6. And just make sure that this is in fact the same as it had been. Just make sure they can turn it around if they want. And vamos. So we have sub 5 minutes. What would be nice if I could finish this? Honestly, I don't think I want to run 2 lines. So England game's about to start in like 4 minutes odd. So I said I'm to give that a miss. Also, I'm kind of happy I'm not going to be here for the final, especially if England makes it into the final. I don't have anything against England team as such. I do have a thing against the English being rather elated when England plays well. Let's just say that. Steal. Back on the topic of this game, if I'm building a big old steel output, then I should probably actually build the whole train line properly. We're just not going to have time for that. So I'll need to put down a label. Also make sure that this is properly done, else these idiots will go into deeper where they're not supposed to. Ah, go away. Where are we going? Up there. Yeah, and also England hasn't really won anything significant for many, many years. So if they end up in the final, it's going to be mayhem. And then, regardless of the outcome, it's going to be double mayhem. Which, this was a stupid idea. We have like 10 seconds, which is obviously not going to be enough. Bah. Yeah, that's the time I don't do that. We don't really have a way in here because I never built it. Ah, fuck. And this whole thing needs a wiring. Okay, I don't think I need a 20 odd length, but the problem is, okay, I know we're running on borrowed time. So this will go there. So we'll go here. Just use a bridge. This is where diagonal bridges would be magical. Of course, you have to be there. So I'm not going to really finish this because I am very keen on not running out of the 1 hour thing. Okay, that was stupid. I mean, to be honest, do that, do that. Apart from not having a depot, could just start stuff. Go away. Right, there you go. So I'm not actually sure this is viable. In fact, I'm wholly unconvinced, but I'm pretty sure I'll be the first one to know about it. If not, because it's just going to be bitchy. So thanks for watching, and I shall hopefully see you at some point. I might not make any more recordings before holiday, or I might see how I have time. Let me know if you have any comments. Thanks. Bye bye.